let me give it to you straight. You really, as the leader of a founder-led team, a small business team, if AI is on the horizon for you, this is not something that you can outsource to a junior team member. You're going to need to get in there, learn what you need to learn, create that AI literacy at a leadership level, and then bring it down to your team members based on what specific problems you want to have solved. And too often I hear, I don't have the time to do this right now. I know this is going to take, like, I don't know, it's 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours of my time before I start to see something, and I really don't have that to give. And this is often said by people who are too deeply involved in the actual craft of their business, the people who are working in their business instead of like on their business. And I hear you. I mean, I'm there as well. We just have to think about it as using artificial intelligence to even help you model those things, to be like, how much time am I spending in this versus this, and how can I move from this to this in a clear way that requires like I don't know, a 6-week plan. These kind of things are where the true gains are within artificial intelligence. Too often people are looking at artificial intelligence as like this is like a junior writer or a junior marketing resource that, you can just tell it, go write a 600-word blog post, and it writes you like a crappy blog post, because unless you're giving it really good input, it's going to be average and subpar. And so at that point, a lot of people give up, and that is the least of it. That is like the lowest hanging fruit in the possibilities as far as AI is concerned. Instead, come over here like a couple of 1,000 feet higher and start to think about how you're going to problem solve, how you're going to use AI as a co-pilot, how you're going to use AI to like unblock a couple of areas in your business which perhaps were not accessible before, like, video or better visuals, whatever it is. Things are moving at a very impressive pace. And in order to decide how it is going to work best for small businesses, you're going to need to get in there and, as a founder, learn first, lead by example, get that AI literacy, prioritize AI education, even a small amount, like create micro habits, like 10-15 minutes of learning on the regular, and creating that sort of specific slot, like time block. Even that, like, a personal anecdote from me, for years I've struggled with time blocks. I've had coaches who have encouraged that kind of thing. I've had project managers who've come in and helped me do it. But here's what happens. I tend to default back to not blocking my time, because in my head, I'm like this creative person, and, you can't control the vibes. They come when they come. And all of that is true. Like, two things can be true at the same time. You can put in a bit of a time block and see what comes to you at that point. And that is like a self-fulfilling prophecy in which you will train yourself to create at all times and believe in the abundance of creation. And so that shift for me solidified because of AI. Because when I was like, oh, I'm this kind of person, and I find it hard, and I need breaks, and I need to walk around, and so it gave me some specific modeling specific to me, which is really, honestly, this is not easy information to source. And if you had someone help you with this constantly, or if you hired senior employees to tell you all of this on the regular, that is something that is not accessible to small businesses. And now, I'm not saying that this replaces all coaches and all consultants. Of course it doesn't. It just enhances the way that you show up to that level of input from people, because you've got, a personal assistant of sorts in the form of AI.